Man, I did it again. Started on the wrong screen. Welcome back to the Pleb Underground. I am your host, Coin Icarus, and I figured I'm going to switch it up a little bit today. Oftentimes I spend my time explaining to you why you shouldn't be buying shit coins and how bad you can get wrecked. But thanks to fellow Bitcoiner, I'm going to actually show you from a shitcoiner's point of view why you should be Bitcoin only. So get ready, guys. We're going to take a look at a short video that I believe his name is Crypto Jeb that he did. And shout out to Ella the Real who put out this post, retweeted this on my timeline because as a result, we are going to get to go through this video and see what kind of reasons he gives. And I think that this is actually more compelling because the truth of the matter is that when a quote unquote Bitcoiner tells you not to buy shit coins, you're like, yeah, whatever, this guy got rich anyways on Bitcoin. Of course he doesn't need to buy altcoins. That's not the truth. Okay, that's not really how that works. There's a lot of nuance in there. Anyways, we're going to take a look. And on top of that, he even names some of the shit coins that he's holding. So we're going to take a look at those. And for perspective, I'm going to show you guys these shit coins against the Bitcoin chart, right? So guys, get ready. Before we dive into this, though, you know the deal. We are going to show some love to the Pleb Underground sponsor, Archimedes, and we will be right back. Here we go. Head on over to Archimedes Emporium. They make absolutely beautiful Bitcoin branded products. They just dropped their first one. It is the solid aluminum Bitcoin clock. I had to get my hands on it so that I could show it to you guys. Take a look. Really, really nice piece. Beautiful craftsmanship. Head on over to archamp.co. The link is going to be in the show notes. That is Archimedes Emporium. Head on over there. All right. We are back. Let's get started. Yeah, so here was the original post, right, from Ella the Real. This is the most reasonable shitcoiner I have ever heard. And in all fairness, I'm gonna have to agree with this. Anyways, let's dive into the video here.
This video, hopefully you'll understand why I'm saying this, and you'll end up doing the exact same thing. Preface.
Oh, sorry, guys.
I am about to make a very controversial statement, and I love just basking in all the hate that this video is going to get. But by the end of this video, hopefully you'll understand why I'm saying this, and you'll end up doing the exact same thing. Preface, not financial advice, just my opinion. Let's get started. Stop playing with altcoins. Just buy Bitcoin. That's what I've been doing for the last 6 months, and I want to share with you why I agree with that strategy. Now, do I have altcoins? Yes. I have a position in Ethereum. I have a position in Solana. I have a position in Chainlink.
Okay, hold on. We're going to stop right there. Okay? Stop right there. We are just going to quickly go take a look, right? Just take a look at how these shit coins, right, that he claims that he holds, how well they have fared. Okay, so guys, this is the monthly chart, okay, just so that people can understand very simply. Each one of these candles is a month of price activity, okay? So this is what I do is I always zoom out to the long term because honestly, that's all I care about, right? What is the big picture? So, I mean, he's going to mention Cardano. And you guys can see right here, what is Cardano doing? This is a pump, dump, pump, dump. Okay. But you could see what is the trend in Bitcoin. It is worth less and less Bitcoin. Okay. Well, maybe ETH BTC. Maybe ETH BTC is a bit of a different story. Wow. That doesn't really look much better, guys. That really doesn't look much better, right? We got these double tops back in 2017, 2018, right? And since then, you were just steadily losing money against Ethereum. And right now, right, as Bitcoin is at all-time highs, Ethereum's value in Bitcoin is at all-time lows, or pretty close to it. I know that some shitcoiners are going to sit there and be like, oh, but it pumped like 10%. Yeah, zoom out. Okay, zoom out. You did not pump 10%. You're down bad. Okay, down very bad. Okay, so maybe Chainlink, right? The oracle, right? The shitcoin that's going to connect everything, right? It's connecting everything. Eek. That doesn't look very good. So, yep, there you go. You had the pump. Last cycle, right? Big, massive pump. That was the time there to get out of freaking chain link, and boom, going right back to zero. So pump, dump. Okay, that's right. Now, there's another one. Okay, there's another one that he's going to mention. It's going to be ICP. Okay, ICP. Let's go take a look at that. Is it ICP BTC? Yeah, there it is. Okay, ICP BTC. Sorry, I don't look at a lot of shitcoins. Not anymore. When I was a shitcoiner, I looked at a lot of them. So you can see here that this is actually one of the best examples of the typical shitcoin story, right? All it is a massive dump to zero. And this thing has lost over 99%. And again, right, like the only reason people are doing any of this crap is because they're hoping for a moonshot. Okay, anyways, let's continue because he definitely gives a lot more juicy details.
Position in ICP. I have a position in Cardano. I have a position in a lot of different altcoins. It's about 10% of our portfolio, and I'm not adding squat to it right now. The reason that I say this is not because I don't think alt season is coming. Alt season is coming, and you're going to end up making some money in altcoins. And if you have 10 or 20% of your portfolio in altcoins, fine. But the number one reason why I recommend sticking simply to Bitcoin is because it forces you to get serious about your money. A lot of you guys are in altcoins, if you're honest, because a 10x in the next 10 years just isn't good enough for you. A 15, 20x in the next 12 years isn't good enough for you.
I just want to add the main thing that I've seen about altcoin promoters is that you can't get rich on Bitcoin with $1,000. So look, the fantasy that some shitcoiners have, that you're going to put $1,000 into some altcoin and then all of a sudden you're going to become a millionaire. That's the dream that they sell you to dump their bags on you. Just saying. And I was a buyer of those bags once upon a time. So it's not like I'm sitting here telling you this from some ivory tower where I wasn't a degenerate shitcoiner at some point. I absolutely was. And I lost my ass. Anyways, he does a good job. We're going to continue.
Instead, you have to find a 100x because you're playing with $500 of capital. Your issue is not that you need to find a bigger return. Your issue is you need to be entrepreneurial and find a way to make more money. People that have money are happy with Bitcoin doubling this year. People with money are happy with Bitcoin 10xing in the next 7 years.
See, what he's talking about here is skin in the game, okay? Spreading a whole bunch of money across a bunch of shitcoins, hoping to God that one of them somehow picks up the slack for all the other losers. That's pure hopium that just gets you wrecked. And for perspective, you need to understand what there's over 2 million shitcoins at this point, okay? 2 million. For perspective, when I started in this space on Bittrex, there was 1,700 shitcoins. Okay? 1,700. Now there's 2 million. You need to imagine, right? If Bitcoin is doing what it's doing, what do you think those 2 million other tokens are trying to do? Every single one of them is pretending, is trying so hard to just get you to buy them instead of Bitcoin, which is the easiest thing to do. Because once you buy Bitcoin, all you really have to do, to Crypto Jeb's point, is that you need to work on building your own income, right? That's all that is. That's all there is to it, right? There's no magic. There's no throwing whatever you can at the wall to see what sticks. No, you apply yourself and you save. Like, there's a reason that people don't do the easy thing, okay? Because they think it's not real, but it is. It is totally real, okay? All you need to do is apply yourself and save your money in Bitcoin, of course.
They're fine with that return. Because if you 10x $1 million, you got $10 million. If you start shoveling capital into that capital creation engine, Bitcoin, you're going to be freaking loaded. And when you consider that Bitcoin has basically no downside risk in the next decade, compared to every single altcoin having massive downside risk, why wouldn't you just pick the top dog? Why wouldn't you just be on the verge of being a full-on Bitcoin maximalist? Why wouldn't you? I mean, come on. Ethereum could get out-competed by Solana. Cardano could get out-competed by Solana. Solana could die because Ethereum ends up taking all the market cap, and you never get network effect on Solana and Cardano when Ethereum wins. You're betting on one of them. One of them is going to win, the other two are going to lose. If you buy all three of them, okay, two of your investments tread water and they do okay. They, double against the USD in the next 10 years, whatever. The other one goes off, and you 2/3 of your portfolio didn't do much. The people that have money buy Bitcoin, and they mainly buy Bitcoin because they're fine with a 10x in the next 10 years. Because they understand a very important point, and this is kind of the crux of the whole video.
I just want to pause right there. I think for this, it's a little bit mistaken. It's not that the people who have money want to buy Bitcoin. I think it's also a matter of understanding the ability to be able to store and increase your purchasing power over time. I don't know if you guys can still see me, but my whole screen just went completely blank. Yeah, that's interesting stuff.
You need to stop chasing 100x's with no money. You need to start chasing 10x's with money. There are two sides of the equation of being an investor. How much you invest and what your return is. A lot of people that are looking at the next meme coin, don't get me wrong, if you found Pepe early, of course that thing was going to blow up. I'm not saying don't play the alt game. That's why I don't identify as a Bitcoin maximalist, because you can find a good altcoin and get some insider information. You know it's going to 1000x. Why not pull the trigger? Duh. But for the broad base of your portfolio, why try and find the next perfect altcoin when we've already got the perfect form of money, which is Bitcoin? At the end of the day, a lot of people that are investing in altcoins are investing in altcoins because they don't have any money. They have $1,000, they have $2,000, they have $500, they have $5,000, they have $10,000. And what they really need to do is they need to get their life figured out. They need to get up earlier. They need to eat better. They need to dress nicely at work. They need to get a promotion. They need to get out of consumer debt. They need to stop eating out. They need to have some freaking money. And the thing I want to say to a lot of you guys that are all in on altcoins, I see this all the time. You are more interested in getting a 20x instead of a 10x than you are in getting a 10x and being really good at making money. You need to go find...
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys, but there's something really strange just happened with my browser. It's just totally hosed up. Give me a quick second. I apologize, guys. I don't quite understand why that just happened. Maybe I need to stop the stream and restart it again. I am not 100% sure here. I'm sorry, guys. Gotta love the technology, right? Gotta love it. Okay, well, maybe I gotta restart the stream all over again, because I mean, I'm obviously not gonna start from the beginning, but so strange. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'll be right back.